It is said that a dwarf standing challenge you and tell you that we will do our best to do even better than what you did. Before I formally thank the when Marty Cooper invented the cell phone in 1973, Big Bang, it has taken tens of thousands of years for a new species to evolve. Marty reduced this to just 4 decades. Interestingly, the speed of mutation is more in the emerging economies. Today, this new species, Homo mobilicus, numbers 5.5 out of 7 billion Homo sapiens. As one belonging to the BC era, before computers and before Christ are one and the same, to me, chips were something you ate. Discs were part of the spinal column. Tablet was something a doctor prescribed. Semiconductors were people wishing they were heading an orchestra, and I was taught that out of sight is out of mind. To Homo mobilicus, none of this is true. If we watch video 24 hours a day, it will take 1,000 years for us to see all the videos which are currently on YouTube. 168 million emails are sent every minute throughout the world. Obviously, we are in a stage of transition. All transitions offer great opportunities for radical transformations. However, 21st century problems cannot be solved with 20th century solutions. The illiterate of the 21st century is not one who does not know how to read and write, but one who has not accepted the fact that he must unlearn and relearn. To those of us who are not willing to unlearn and relearn, we certainly are illiterates of the 21st century. We have a long way to go before we achieve literacy. Unlearning and relearning should become a part of our DNA. Change management should be the order of the day. Conferences like this, I think, certainly help create the much needed awareness. I love the word DIY, do it yourself. Why can't we take more part in participation in healthcare system? As it is, Professor Google and Dr. Facebook, I'm afraid, is going to make me a member of an endangered species. And I think in a few years from now, I as a clinician probably will have a very small role to play. This conference is about building a staircase when we are taking the first step without even seeing the staircase. It was Mahatma Gandhi who said, be the change you want to see in others. And I think people sitting in this room, if we are not the change, how can we expect to radically transform healthcare? It is indeed most heartening to see this conference grow year in year, quality and quantity. 27 specialists from various countries, Sangeeta has already mentioned this, have all participated, and every one of them have come on their own. Thank you to all the overseas delegates, and of course to the delegates from India who have come from different parts. Believe me, taking into account the arrival and departure plans of every speaker, not having a speaker in the last session on the last day, if someone could tell me how to run a conference without a last session and a last day, I would be very helpful, is to say the least a very interesting task. The commitment and enthusiasm of all the speakers have been absolutely fantastic. Again, this conference is unique in several ways. I understand about an hour ago, there were more than 300 people who were online from about 17 different countries. Right now, I do not know how many are watching us, but this, I think, is the future where webcasting is going to become a routine. I could go on, but I would just like to thank, as you can see in the board here, our gold sponsors, Orange Business Services, Tata Consultancy Services, Polycom and Presto. We thank you for extending our support to us. The entire Apollo group with the various like Apollo Telehealth Services, Apollo Telemedicine Networking Foundation, Medvarsity, etc. have all contributed to running this conference. We are particularly thankful to the 3 secretaries who were able to do a video conferencing with us. To you, Mr. Shapiro, thank you, sir, for coming all the way. And again, we have a very distinguished galaxy of people whom I'm not going to mention one by one. We would also like to acknowledge our event managers, Namdari, Splash Events, our webcasting partners, Hybis TV and Novotel HICC. Novotel, of course, are not just doing world class. They are going one step higher, which I think is India class. And I always believe that we should attempt to achieve India class, not just world class. So Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And again, as I said, I'm shy. Even though, can I request Dr. Pratap Reddy to give a shawl to Mr. Le Shapiro?